Now, what in the carnival is going on here? A bad and potentially very dangerous act took place on a cruise that I recently sailed on. As many of you know, just a couple short days ago, I was on the world's newest cruise ship, the Carnival Jubilee, during its inaugural / Christmas cruise. By the way, I do have a full review of my time on board this inaugural sailing coming up tonight at approximately 9 p.m. Eastern Time, about 2 hours after this video has posted. However, if you are a member of my Patreon, for as low as $2 a month, you can watch it right now. You can check it out in the link in the description box below if you want to join my Patreon. But anywho, on this cruise, there were about 2,000 kids on board. It's a Christmas cruise, as you can imagine. It's going to be a little rambunctious. Some kids are bored. Some kids are hyped up on sugar. So much so that they decided to throw items off of their balcony, landing on people. I am talking about, of course, ice cream. Ice cream was being thrown from the balcony by kids over to an area in which there were people sitting down, passengers, and they all got hit in the head. Very dangerous, very crazy situation. I saw the whole thing unfold as I was sitting around hanging out with some subscribers. I was going to record when it first started happening. However, I caught the aftermath for fear of myself also being creamed. That came out the wrong way. But you know what I mean. Anyway, guys, I have the video footage of the aftermath, so check that out, and then we'll elaborate further and go over the potential repercussions after.
Services! That is stupid!
I don't know.
Do not throw on balconies! I mean, look at this
Throw them overboard. They don't want to.
As you can see, tensions were pretty high in the video. There's some yelling, there's some naughty sailor words being used here. People were pissed, they were angry, they were mad, and I 100% understand why. This whole situation happened literally inches behind me. An elderly woman got hit multiple times in the head with not only just the ice cream, but the cone as well. This took place during the early evening hours at approximately 9 p.m. And while there was no security over in the area at the time, we did have some of the staff come over and check and make sure everything was okay, and which we pointed in the direction in which the ice cream came from. Now, at this point, I don't know who exactly got caught with the situation. I do understand that a lot of cruise ships have security and surveillance cameras to document should people throw things over the ship and off the balconies and whatnot. However, this is something that is horrible, it's inexcusable, and you gotta wonder if these kids didn't get caught, what they'd be willing to do next. The throwing of items of any kind off of a cruise ship or off of a balcony is prohibited and usually strictly enforced by the security and staff on board any particular cruise ship. It's also illegal. It doesn't matter if it's a piece of clothing, a cigarette butt, or another human, which has happened in history's past. If you throw something toxic overboard, for example, like cigarette butts or whatnot, well, you got to think about the fish, the environment, the wildlife, the tuna, all the dolphins, what happens to them. In this particular case, the item that was thrown came from the balcony and it did not land into the ocean. Instead, it landed on deck 8 and on top of someone. Like I said, if there was a situation where these kids didn't get caught or they didn't hit anything to the point where anybody noticed anything was being thrown off of the balcony, what would they have decided to throw next? Maybe to garner some type of attention or to see how far along they could push this situation. I do understand there may potentially be two sides to this story or situation, whatever it is that you want to call it. On one end, you're going to have some people that are going to blame the parents and say this is bad parenting. There is maybe potentially some merit to that because there are some parents out there that just leave their kids to do whatever willy-nilly on board a cruise ship without checking in on them or having them check in with the parents. And well, it becomes a giant mess as there are some kids or teenagers or preteens that decide to act up on cruise ships. On the other end, some people are going to say that it's just kids and kids are going to do what kids do. I don't think there is an argument here for that in particular, but I do believe there may be some people that may try to say that there is. For me personally, I was a kid once, like all of you, maybe. I don't know, maybe you came out and popped out and pooped out like an adult or something. I don't know. But my point is, as a kid, I never experienced anything like that. I've never experienced such a luxury like a cruise ship vacation. My family did not have cruise money. It just wasn't a thing. My idea of a vacation when I was a child was taking a trip from Tampa, Florida up to Chicago, Illinois in our station wagon to go see my family up there. And from there, we just sit in the house all day and play video games like Super Smash Brothers and Mario Kart and Mario Party, which which I'm #1 in the world for, by the way. Nobody can beat me. My point is, I would imagine, given the privilege of the kids, a lot of times, it's something I often see on board cruise ships, when there are kids, most of them don't really understand what an opportunity and luxury they have right in front of them, to the point to where they get a little bored and they start doing crazy and stupid and rambunctious things that might land them in a little bit of trouble. On a cruise ship, however, or in real life as well, this can be problematic because minors technically in a lot of cases just can't be charged with anything, or they can't get into some type of real punishment for them, whether they deserve it or not. So what can happen in this type of situation, oftentimes from my understanding, is that should a kid act up in such a way, like throwing stuff off of their balconies, they will go to the parents. I'm talking about the security, of course. There is the real likelihood and potential of the security in, let's say in this case, Carnival Cruise Lines, not only banning the child, but if the offense in and of itself is severe enough, there is the potential to maybe punish or ban the entire family, depending on what has went down and what is initially discussed between the cruise line and the offenders or their parents or guardians. There's not much that I can add to this that hasn't been said time and time again. Parents, for the love of God, please just supervise your kids to the best of your ability. I know we all want to believe that our kids are angels, can do no wrong, and they are just these perfect little kids that are destined for greatness. That may or may not be the case, especially on something like a cruise ship where they are meeting with other people, they're being influenced by other kids. Keep an eye on them, see what they are up to, and make sure they understand very clearly right from wrong, especially when they're on a cruise ship, because things can go from good to bad in a second. Anywho, this is what I got, and this is exactly why I don't think kids need a cruise ship vacation anyway. I'm joking. Or am I? Guys, you know what to do. Of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. And whenever that video comes up tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, my review of the Carnival Jubilee, make sure you click on it as soon as possible and comment. Let me know your thoughts and all that jazz. I appreciate you guys. I love all of you, and I'll see you later. Take it easy.